So, welcome to our new branded webinar, the first one for the series. This time we created this webinar for companies, deep tech startups, SMEs, even a large company who are managing their portfolio, patent portfolio, or trying to create a value from the portfolio. So we will be together more than 1 hour today. I hope you are ready. So we are starting at 2 p.m. Central European time. So I'm talking to you from Berlin, from Germany, and we will have this webinar around 1.5 hours with your active participation. Maybe you have some questions, remarks, comments at the end of the webinar, so we can talk about and discuss about your concerns, your questions. So before starting, maybe I can remind you that you can write your comments and questions on the chat sites. Maybe you are watching this on LinkedIn Live or in our YouTube channel, wherever you are watching the session. So just use the chat button and the comment button. And first one, maybe I can shoot the first one. Hello, maybe, yes. I can write a hello here before starting to show. And when you write a comment or question in the chat site, and then I can definitely mirror this comment into the live session to the screen, as you can see here, and then we can show your question or comment to the rest of the audience. So welcome again. This is Mustafa. Maybe some of you know me, or some of you don't know me. Maybe with some of you we met in person, or we met in digital environment through the LinkedIn or other environments, because I'm giving so many live streams, sessions, webinars, trainings to different type of audiences. So thank you so much for joining this session together with me. So I will go in detail about patent value, and then I will show you a different type of values that you can have by owning, creating huge or small patent portfolios. So we will go into details about that. So, but please don't expect a traditional patent protection strategies or something. I don't deal with patent drafting or patent filing. I'm only dealing with how to create a value from the patents in terms of commercialization, licensing, the transfer. But we will talk about different aspects of creating value from the patents. So please let me know if you are disagree with me or if you are agree with me. So I'm really happy to hear from your insights about this experience as well. So maybe I can share my slide here and to start our webinar. So about myself, as I said, maybe some of you know me already. I'm an industrial engineer, and I have more than 14 years experience on patent intelligence, patent valuation, and commercialization. And I'm married, and more than 8 years, and we have a newborn baby. It's 2.5 months, and we have 2 cats living in Berlin. So I'm really happy. Maybe I was supposing to say to hello from a sun-shining Berlin, but the sun is gone. So I'm the co-founder of Patentiv, which is a patent valuation platform, and we are, this webinar is powered by you, powered by Patentiv to you. And I am also co-founder of Patent Effect, which is another company based in Istanbul. And I am the board member of LAS Turkey. Maybe you heard that. Licensing Executive Society. It's an international organization, but every country has their own chapter, including Germany, France, Benelux countries, Scandinavia. So they have all their national chapters focusing on licensing, IP licensing, and commercialization. And recently, I'm appointed as a chair of RTTP peer review committee. It's a certification called Registered Technology Transfer Professional. And maybe some of you in the audience have this certification. And now I'm acting as a chair of the exam committee. I'm also the member of exam committee in CUPIP. Maybe some of you are holding this certificate as well. CUPIP is Qualified Patent Information Professional. If you are an expert on patent intelligence, patent landscape, the patent, using the patent data for technology trends, describing the industry that you are dealing with, that's another opportunity for you to be recognized in a global wise. So I'm really suggesting to you to check it out, RTTP and CUPIP. And also, I'm acting as a commercialization consultant in a nanotechnology center, which is the biggest nanotechnology center in Turkey. And I'm also founding board member, the Association of Technology Transfer Professionals in Turkey as well. So this is my background is coming from, and as I said, that I'm the founder of Patentiv, which is an AI-based patent valuation platform, which makes this patent valuation process easier and affordable with our accurate methodology, which is compiled with different global standards. So you can also check that. As I said, I'm coming from the commercialization side. I'm trying to create a value from the patent. So far, I managed more than 22 patent commercialization case studies, and one of them is selected by a European Patent Office as a best practice. So you can reach one of these patent commercialization case study through the EPO webpage. You can simply type technology transfer case studies to Google, and then you can find it. And this is one of the cases that I'm really proud of, the part of this, the journey, I can say. So, of course, this kind of success brings me some recognition in a global wise. So in the last 3 years, I'm involved in one of the world's leading IP strategists, and published by Intellectual Asset magazine every year. Thanks for recommendation. And you see that this is really important after you manage different type of successful case studies or success stories in the commercialization side or IP management side. So what we are talking today, creating patent value, right? So before starting, maybe I can show you that in a global wise, in among the top valuable companies in the world, the value of intangible assets is increasing year by year in comparison with the tangible assets. So it's so obvious because we are living in artificial intelligence era. And 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, we saw how the value of the the companies are affected with the new technologies emerged. The DeepSeek coming from the China is shaked all the American companies in the stock, right, in the Nasdaq. So this shows us the importance, the power of the intangible assets. So if you look at the top valuable companies in the world, the Apple, Nvidia, the Amazon, Facebook, all their the worth of intangible assets are dramatically increased. We can say that exponential growth in the value of intangible assets in a global wise. So there is an increasing importance of the in intangible assets, right? So in this competitive world, what we are trying to do as an innovators, right? What is our purpose? We want to become a category leader in our market, and we want to have a sustainable growth, and we want to have a high profitability, right? This is the dream of all the companies. But in order to achieve that purposes, you need one thing, right? You need one thing. You need to be innovative. So you need to create an innovation to be successful in the market. But it's not easy. So your innovation must have at least one value proposition that you can see on the list. Time consuming. So it needs to create a time consuming, time saving. If you create an innovation to your audience, to your ideal customer profile, this profile need to have time saving or ease of use, better performance, better quality, better status or prestige, price. I can count more than 10 essential value propositions that the innovation needs to have, right? But in comparison with the value proposition, your innovation is comprising different risks, right? Risks that you can control or the risk that you cannot control. Let's divide into the different parts of these different risks. One risk that you can control is based on your own management in the ground, in the market, right? So if you have an innovative product, you have to find customer. So customer acquisition is on the table. So this is very costly procedure creating new customers. And after customer acquisition, the story never ends. You have to keep that customer in your hand to become a category leader. So it makes us to think about customer retention, right? So lots of the venture capital companies are asking to the startups, what is your customer acquisition cost, or what is your retention rate, what is your churn rate? These are different metrics that you can control. Of course, there are some factors that you cannot control, but we can say these are the risks that you need to control. And there are some other type of risks that you cannot control. If you have a very good innovation in the market, and if you have a good customer acquisition rate and the retention rate, and somebody will notice your product and, wow, there is a new product in the market, so I need to copy it, right? I need to be in the market as well. So the risk that we cannot control, every time in the market that you have an innovation, competitors will emerge. So they want to capture or dig your market share by providing the similar or the same products to the market, right? So the competitors are always will come that you cannot control. This is the risk that you cannot control, because this is really important, because when you are trying to keep that customer you are trying to increase your retention rate. That means that you cannot lose your existing core customers. If you lose them, you need to turn back to acquire new customers. But the cost of customer acquisition is higher than the keeping the customer. So that's why avoiding this competitors, stopping that competitors is crucial. So if you're talking about stopping competitors or excluding the competitors, not copying us, we can talk about some protection or some barriers, legal barriers, and plus other type of barriers that we need to think about to stop competitors, right? So I see some of the comments from our guests. Okay, these are about the cats and the baby. Okay, thank you so much. So as I said, you can comment on the chat site, and please don't hesitate. So in the legal barrier, so think about your patent value pyramid, which is surrounding your product. So in order to avoid this competitors, we are trying to build a very strong wall around our product, right? So I am suggesting to divide this patent wall into the three parts. One is the core patents, the second one is supporting patents, and third one is the enabler patents. So the core patents are the entire describing the entire product. What is the product is. And in terms of the jobs to be done concept, we can say that these core patents are protecting the core functional job that you are solving, the essential problem of your customer, right? The supporting patents, which are supporting your product performance or quality, it makes your product work better. So there is also essential protection behind the core patents, but it is not enough. You need to have some enabler patents. Think about wireless technologies. Think about the sensors or different enabler technologies that you need to have to run your core technologies, right? So these are different layers of your patent portfolio. We can say that. But this is the tip of the the top of the or appearance part of the iceberg. So we need to talk about the bottom line, the unappeared or unseen part of the iceberg, as these competitors also need to copy. So if you have a very strong patents, okay, which you created a wall around your product, but sometimes this is not enough, because you need to create your own identity in the market. So the patents are really helpful to create this identity and protect this identity, but you have to think about your network, your talents, your trade secrets, your distribution channels, your branding strategy, your market insights to understand the emerging needs or unmet needs of your customer, the client access strategies, right? The design, another IP, the vision of your company, the mission of your company, the trustability, the credibility, the communities of your customers that you need to reach out, and also sustainable innovation, right? When you create or when you develop an innovation, it never ends. You need to develop this cycle by creating and developing new innovations, right? The clients, the customer are expecting always new features, always new appearance, lots of things. So this is the part of the unseen part of iceberg. So you need to become a non-copyable. So that means that you need to be original. You have to create your original identity to be successful in the market, to be a category leader, to have a sustainable growth, to have a high profitability, right? So this is the bigger picture of the market's competitive scheme. But if we can focus on the patent values, because on the top of the iceberg, we focused on creating a strong patent portfolio, which will create different three types of values to us. First one is defensive value. The second one is financial value, or we can call it as a monetization value. And the third one is the strategic value. Let's go into the details of these three patent values, right? So far, so good. For the defensive value, this is very obvious. It's coming from the nature of the patent law, right? It gives you an exclusivity, which means that the right to exclude your competitors, in the market, right? As a protection, but also it gives an enforcement right for you to threaten your competitors by using the power of your patents, right? This is the basic, the by nature. And also, if you create a patent portfolio, you can reduce the possible attacks which are coming from your competitors. It's also related with the negotiation power, but of course, the reducing attack means that you are creating a barrier to your competitors, which, if they are trying to attack you in terms of the legal actions, you may create your freedom to operate in the market, right? So it is also related about reducing attacks from the competitors. And as a third pillar of the defensive value of your patents is a kind of minefield. What does it mean of the minefield metaphor in terms of defensive value? I always love to describe the value of the patents as a metaphor with different meanings. I'm using the minefield metaphor, or designing a minefield with your patent portfolio. Do you have any idea? Is there any comment on that? How our patents can react or act as a minefield? What does it mean as a defensive value? Pierre, you asked me a different question about being an RTTP. How much does it cost to become RTTP? You can check on the RTTP website, in the ATTP website, and you can see the actual application fee. So the new period is open, and you can follow the website for the updated information. So in terms of the minefield metaphor, we can say that one participant says that blocking the competitors' landscape, blocking, not only blocking, maybe it can also fencing certain technology areas, might be, but it's the bigger, the wider aspect. Every patent application is an investment decision. So investment means that every patent filing means that minds that you are having behind you in your innovation journey. So these minds are the active bombs that can exploit when the competitor touch that patents. So one point is the competitors will be very afraid, not to have these bombs. And also, if you have a strong patent portfolio behind you as a minefield, your competitors needs to design around and needs to spend much more R&D budget, in order to not to infringe you. This is really important. This is indirect defensive value as well, because you are forcing your competitors invent or develop new features around the similar product, and it means that your competitors needs to spend much more R&D resources, much more. They need to hire much more new talents. They need to increase the budget, R&D budget. So this is also another weapon that you can force to your competitors. So Professor Claudia, hello, welcome. She's also saying that you could create a patent landscape where others cannot intrude, find it hard to intrude. That's true. That's another point. Thank you so much for your comments as well on that point. So these are the main three aspects of defensive value. But is it enough? No, it's not. It is not enough. So we need to create some money, right? Money generation. So it brings us to the monetization value of the patent. So it is also obvious that you can divide this monetization value into the three parts. One is commercialization, which means that you can use your patented technology in the product, and then you can sell it in the market, and then you can generate revenue, right? This is the basic commercialization route. But of course, another way is, even you are commercialize this patented technology yourself, you can also license this patented technology to other companies, maybe in different industries. Or if you're not using this patent, you can transfer it, right, to others, to third parties. So you can generate money by receiving royalties or by receiving one-time payments. It's up to structure of the agreement. Or if you detect any infringement, you can use your enforcement right, and then you can fight on the court to get a litigation value, right? The patents are giving the right to you to fight on the court. So of course we don't want to bring this discussion to the court. We want to solve this conflict, our infringement case, by negotiation. Of course, negotiation is cheaper than litigation. So the negotiation will be always the first option if you see any infringement. So this gives you this monetization value gives you 3 different segments. Let's go into the detail of the commercialization. It's not easy. So as you remember that what was our purposes? Being a category leader, having a sustainable growth, and having high profitability, right? So if you want to create these purposes, reach these purposes by selling your own product, that you are using this patented technology, it means that you are commercializing your own product. But even you are commercializing your own product, or even you are trying to license or transfer this patent, you have to fit 3 important factors, which is describing the commercialization power of your patent, of your product. One is invention problem fit, which you need to be sure that your technology is solving the real problem of your ideal customer profile, ICP, right? And the second one is invention market fit. You have to be sure that even your invention is solving the real problem of your customer, your invention cannot be successful in the market if it doesn't, the fitting with the market conditions, including the regulations, including the customer retention, right? And it is not enough. We have the third fit, which your invention must fit with the power of patent claims, right? Just imagine that you have a invention, you turned this invention into a product, you are selling this product in the market, but your patent claims are not drafted in a powerful way. Just imagine that your competitors can design around from your patent claims, which means that they can easily come to the market, and then they can easily copy your technology, and then they can try to capture your market share. So these 3 fits is a mandatory. These are not nice to have, right? These are the mandatories. So in terms of the value of the commercialization side, holding a patent in the perspective of commercialization, your patents will create a brand positioning for you. I will explain you. Your patent will create a premium pricing power for you. So if you have a patented technology in your product, you can have right to increase the price in the market. It's a premium pricing, right? So it will create a higher revenue for you. So I'm not saying that. I will show you some reports that is also proving that value. And also you can use the patents as a customer magnet. So it will create a kind of trust and credibility in the market, right? Just give an example for the brand positioning. Think about Dyson, think about Gore-Tex. Their core patents are becoming the core of their value propositions. So these patented technologies are giving that companies as a brand positioning in their own market to exclude the competitors, creating differentiator, and also creating a kind of purchasing power in terms of the customers, right? And also the patents are giving a premium pricing that I already said that. Just think about Apple Vision Pro. Do you know the price of this product? Do you remember when it is launched 1.5 years ago? Everybody was talking about its sky high price. Maybe some of you remember the price of Apple Vision Pro. Any guess? Any remember? Any of you remember? You can write on the chat. This Vision Pro is also, of course, disruptive technology, which is not similar to the other AR, VR, the mixed reality devices, and it is the Apple Vision Pro's selling price was starting from $3,500. It's a sky high price, and everybody was talking that why this price is so high, and and Tim Cook explained that, hey man, because of our 5,000 patents that we are using to enable this technology in the market, we have a high price. We have a premium price, and you are not happy with that, but Tim Cook is happy. Be sure that. But of course, we can talk about the successful commercialization of Vision Pro. It's unclear, of course, now, and it's unclear, but it has the premium pricing, right? Of course, it's not coming only from the patents inside. Of course, it's an Apple product. It's coming from branding strategy as well. The market share. Apple. So another aspect, in comparison with the premium pricing, holding a strong patent portfolio gives the company a chance to have higher revenue in the market. I'm not saying that. The EPO says that. So you can find the link of the report in the bottom line on the screen. And this report is created by EPO and EUIPO, that office in Alicante. So they showed that the companies who have patents in their portfolio have more revenues per employee, 28% higher revenue per employee in comparison with the companies who have no patents. So it shows that holding patents for the companies, it gives a chance to have higher revenue. So it makes your staff as well happy, right? If you have the higher revenue, so you can pay much more salaries as well. Of course, it depends on the company. Maybe they cannot give. So you remember that another factor of the patent in the commercialization perspective, it can act as a customer magnet. So you can use your patents as a tag or mark in your product to influence your clients in order to choose you in comparison with the competitors, right? So you can show that we have a patented feature, we have a patented formula, or we have a patented something. So you can definitely show that power on your product in the label, and then you can use it in the the advertisements. So it works mostly for the B2C, business to customer, because end users can change their buying decision with the patented formula, patented feature. So you can use that power as a customer magnet. So in some of the countries like United States, this is also very important for the litigation. If you use your patent number or patent pending or patented indicator on the product. So it means that you are warning your competitors in the market, and if any infringement will happen, so you can enforce your patent much more in a higher level. Otherwise, the competitor can say that I even don't know if it is patented or not. So it can reduce the damage, litigation damage in the court. So, so far we covered the market-wise factors of the monetization value, and also there is another factor which is related to the regulation-wise. So just imagine that you are commercializing your product in the market, which has a patented features. So you are generating money. You have the profits. So if you are talking about the profits, you have to pay your taxes, right? You have to pay corporate taxes. So in some of the countries, more than 18 countries in the world have patent box regime, which means that these patent box regime give you an opportunity to pay less taxes if you are using your patented technology in the product. So it gives you a tax benefit. Of course, you need to make an accurate patent valuation to submit to your tax authorities to show you this is the value of the patent in the product which I generate money, and then I am asking this amount of money in terms of the corporate tax incentive. Sometimes the tax authority is coming to you and then they are asking to you to show me the proof. How did you calculate the value of the patent in order to ask this amount of tax incentive from the government? So this is really important, and it's a really good advantage. And the second one is inventor compensation, which is also regulation based, and you have to pay to your inventors if you are generating money by using your patent in the product, or if you are licensing, or if you transfer your patents. So as soon as you generate money because of your patent, you have to pay inventor compensation based on the rules or calculation methodologies which is described in your national regulation behind the IP law. This is really important. And also in some countries, there are some R&D incentives which are related to the patent. For example, in Turkey, for the R&D centers, the government is giving much more incentive if you have, if you have the annual increase in terms of the number of the patents year by year. So in some of the countries, there are some different R&D incentives related to having the patent. So Irene Haley asked me which countries have the patent box. That's the answer of your question. There are more than 18 countries, so you can check from Tax Foundation website, and you can see that in Poland, Turkey, Hungary, France, Spain, the Lithuania, United Kingdom, they have these kind of patent box regimes. So as a company, if you are using a patent in your product, and if you are generating money from your product commercialization, you definitely need to gain this advantage. Just apply to your tax authorities by showing the value of your patent in terms of getting the tax incentive. This is really important. And let's back to tax intensive, tax benefits, inventor compensation, R&D incentive, right? We talk about this sub-segmentation of the monetization value under the commercialization. What was the others? The licensing and transfer and the litigation, right? So we can also talk about the licensing and the transfer as an example. You can license, before jumping on that, one participant says that Switzerland has also a patent box. Good. How much? Do you know the percentage? LinkedIn user, I don't know your name. It's not written. Yes. You asked to share the links. Share this URL in the comments section as well. Okay. Yeah, you can see that links as well. You mean that which links? Which links do you mean? The links that I shared in my slides, or the links that the other participants are sharing on that? Okay, it depends on the canton in the Switzerland. Okay. Pierre says that it's 10% in France. Is it wrong in France? Yes, it is also written in the picture. 10% in France. Good. Let's go on to the licensing part. Drew, your name is not seen. Let's patent box regime. Text foundation. Okay, the link is coming. Just a second. The link is coming here. You can see the link here in the comment. Okay, good. So for the licensing, another type of commercialization is keeping the IP rights, but giving the use of rights to other companies. It means that licensing, of course, there are lots of different structure of the licensing agreement. I will also mention about it on that topic. And for example, Amazon core technology is coming from one-click purchase feature, right? It's also patented, but as far as I know, it's expired. So this one-click purchase algorithm is only used by Apple. So the Amazon licensed these patents plus the trademark of one-click checkout purchase to Apple to be used on the Apple App Store. So it's a good example of licensing. Or we can talk about the transfer, which means that you are transferring your IP rights to another company, another entity, right? There is an Israeli startup which name is Mobily. They had one patent which is related about a filtering algorithm that can be used in social media app. This Snapchat, the new name is Snap, has acquired this one patent with $7.7 million. One patent, $7.7 million. It's a very good example of transferring one patent. It's a really good example of the value of a single patent. The funny thing is, you can decide if this the price of the patent is undervalued or overpriced. Just know that Snapchat is generating more than $300 million per year by using this patented algorithm. So now you can think about if this patent is underpriced or overpriced. It's a question. It's all about the question about the patent valuation as well. So last week we heard that one of the famous AI hardware company called Humane AI was unsuccessful in the market. So they couldn't manage to sell the product enough in the market, and then they decided to stop. But they have a very huge patent portfolio, and HP acquired the patents from this company. Patents plus design plus some of the important talented stuff. So they paid $116 million for these 30 patent families. But this is really strong patent portfolio. because it's having more than 130 patent application in different countries, and most of them are still alive. And as soon as they established the company, they started to build their entire patent portfolio. So this strategy gave them a strong value position in terms of this acquisition decision by HP. This is really good example of the power of patent portfolio, even you are unsuccessful in the commercialization side. So your patents can be still valuable if you are failed in the market. So you need to think about, are you undervaluing your patents or overvaluing your patents? So it's a balance, right? So you have to find an optimal value of your patents to sit on a negotiation, to have a negotiation power on the table if you are trying to license or transfer your patent. So you need to keep your optimal value that you already assume the value of your patent. You need to keep this optimal value as an agreed price in the negotiation table, because you know that the value and the price are different terminologies. The value is the value that you have in your mind for your patents, but the price will be defined by the parties in the negotiation, or the price will be defined by the market actors, right? This is really important to think about that. So before continue on the licensing structure, Irena has a question. What is a forward citation? The forward citation in the patents, we have two types of citations in the patents. One is backward citations, another one is the forward citation. The forward citation is made by others to your patent in their patent application, in the description side. So they are giving a reference to your patent to describe their invention by showing the difference of the innovative features of their invention in comparison with your patent. So we call it as a forward citation. So the number of the forward citation of your patent is a strong indicator of a patent value. So we are using this indicator in our patent valuation platform as well. That's a good question. Forward citation. So you can check the number of forward citation, or what are the forward citations in a particular patent. You can check from ESPASnet or PATE's patent databases. So these information is also accessible in the bibliographic data of a patent. So now we are talking about the licensing, right? So in just assume that you have a value of your patent before sitting on the negotiation table, before licensing your patent or before selling your patents. So this price that need to be agreed with you and with the licensee, you have to design a really good structure of a licensing strategy. So the price of your patent depends on the grand structure of the licensing agreement. It depends on the exclusive licensing, if it is a co-exclusive licensing or non-exclusive licensing, sole licensing. These are different terminologies of grand structure of a patent licensing agreement. I will not go to in detail. It's another topic of another training or another webinar, but this is really important to set an optimal price in the negotiation in order to use your optimal value as an agreed price. It is changeable based on the royalty structure, based on the licensing type, because royalty, it's based on the royalty structure. If you're asking a lump sum price, if you're asking the recurring royalties, if you're asking a minimum annual royalties or milestone payments, These are all strong factors which is defining the price in comparison with the value. So, this grant structure and the royalty structures are not enough in the licensing agreements. You have to think about the geographical scope. You have to think about the field of use restrictions. Is there any restrictions of excluding your licensee to use this patent in different application fields? Or you can give it to use all industries, all application fields. It's up to you. It's up to your negotiation power. You need to think about sub-licensing rights. You need to think about payment terms or audit rights or performance obligations. And these are not enough. Terms and renewals, infringements, litigation and dispute resolution, and the right of the inspection. There are lots of factors that you need to think about to negotiate on the licensing agreement. This is completely another comprehensive topic. And the third one in our 3 patent values, third one is the strategic value, which is really underestimated by the patent owners. Maybe you will surprise. One is using the patents as a collateral. I will explain. And the another one is using your patents to get public funds or to get VC investment or angel investment, especially if you are a startup. And the third one is using your patents as a PR factor, as a marketing boost, right? So in terms of using your patents as a collateral, what does it mean? For the financing, it's mainly dividing into 2 parts. One is debt financing, and the second one is equity financing. So using your patents as a collateral for your credit application from the bank, which is a debt financing, you can show your patent as a valuable asset to increase the number of the credit that you are asking from the bank. So the bank will come to you, and then the bank will ask the valuation of your patent that you are trying to showing your patent as a collateral. So you can increase the credit, the amount of the credit that you are asking from the bank. In United Kingdom, it's very, very common. In terms of asking public funds as a company, as a startup, one example, if you are a deep tech startup trying to apply for EIC, European Innovation Council, maybe you know that the European Commission is giving up to 3 million euros non-equity based, and in a hybrid financing, it's going up to 15 million euro grant. So if you are solving a really, really important problem of a European people, if you have a strong patent, you have a strong possibility of receiving that public funding. So having a patent for European Innovation Council is really important. But of course, it is not limited with this EIC fund. In a national wise, you can also use your power of your patents to get the public funds, because it's showing your innovation power to the market, right? So it's not enough. The public money is free money, but of course, in terms of growing in the market, if you are looking for a sustainable growth or high growth, which I don't like the high growth, I prefer sustainable growth. The rising capital is another option for the companies, right? To ask the angel investment or venture capital investment. It is really important. And EPO has released a report which is showing that the patent owner startup are having 6.4 times chance to have funding from capitals, from venture capitals. because the patents are giving a competitive advantage for the startups. So the venture capital also see that if the startup have the strong patent portfolio, they will have a kind of strong position or brand positioning or competitive advantage in the market. And this report shows that the real value of your patents in terms of rising capital. I don't say that. EPO says. So, and let's sum up these three different values: the defensive value, monetization value, and the strategic value, in order to reach our purpose, to become market leader, to have the sustainable growth in our market, and to have the high profitability. So these sub dimensions of these three patent values are really, really important to keep in your mind, to implement in your innovation strategy. You know that IP strategy is always aligned with your innovation strategy. So innovation strategy is the first, and then you have to implement your strong IP strategy, which is aligned in your innovation strategy. So it is also written in the ISO standard. You know that there is an ISO standard for innovation management, and one of the important topic of this ISO standard is IP management. So you will see that in the ISO standard, it also says that your IP strategy will align with your innovation strategy. Good. So at the end, we can say that your patents have at least one value. If it is not generating direct monetization, at least have one value. The exclusivity, the minefields, collateral, whatever. At least one value. But most of the patents are struggling to generate financial value, right? That's the important part. So the most of the patents have no financial value. That's why we need to implement some actions, some essential actions to create value. You need to commercialize, you need to license, you need to transfer, you need to enforce your rights. These are really important, but not limited with that. If you're using your patents in terms of monetization value, you can use this patent as a leverage by getting advantage of these tax incentives, increasing your revenues, making happy of your staff, paying your inventors as a compensation. It's also increasing the links between your company and inventor. Nowadays, keeping the talented people are really important. So you don't want to lose your talented inventors to your competitor, right? It's also related to making your inventors happy. So it ends. You need to ask yourself, what is the value of your patent? But before going on the last part of my slides, let's check the comments and questions. Do you think, Christian, that patents market is a liquid market that works as a secondary market for collaterals? Not yet. Not yet. Yeah, patents, there is lots of digital patent markets that you can check the patents, and then if this patented technology is solving your problem, you can communicate with the owner, and then you can try to license it. But I don't know, is there any secondary market for collateral, specifically focusing on that topic? I don't know. We will see. So another question. So thank you so much for your engagement as well. So I really appreciate for your proactive participation. And LinkedIn user, Drew, are you LinkedIn user? Are you the owner of this question? Just let us know your identity. So the question is, how does the lender or investor determine or cross-check the monetary value of a patent? So just think about two parties in the negotiation table. One is the patent owner, and the one is the candidate who wants to license. So, but the same patent. So one side, as an owner of the patent, needs to estimate or calculate the value of your patent in different factors that I will explain. And the other side, who wants to license or who wants to buy this patent, needs to calculate the value of the patent, the same patent, in terms of their own perspective or own criteria. So you have a different value, you have a one value, and your licensee have another value. So on the negotiation table, you are trying to close to each other, right? To find an agreed price. So it's a negotiation. But in order to get a power in the negotiation table, you have to know your bottom line in the patent licensing negotiation. To know your bottom line, which means that what is the value of my patent, which I will go from the table as which is the deal breaker for me. So you can say that as my calculation, you just assume that you did your own patent valuation calculation, or you used our patent valuation platform, Patentiv. You have a result, right? And then just assume that 100K you found as a value of your patent, and then you are trying to sell this patent to another party. And this is you need to assume that this is the bottom line of my deal breaker line, is a value. And then when you sit on the negotiation table, you have to start with the higher amount of these 100K, which is the valuation result, because you need to create a kind of negotiation buffer range. So you can start to the negotiation with 200K, but your bottom line based on your patent valuation is 100K. So if the negotiation will end with the 100K, you will be happy because you know your bottom line as a deal breaker. This is really important. It's based on the negotiation. But as I said, this negotiation power is coming from the type of the licensing or transfer agreement. There are lots of factors defining your power. So the owner of the question was Sylvia. Thank you. So another question, what is the technology readiness level expected for a collateral debt valuation? That's a good question. There is no standard for that, but of course, technology readiness level is one of the key objective criteria in the patent valuation, which we are also using in our platform. Technology readiness level is really important because if we are talking about the value of your patent, which is just an idea stage, but has a patent grant in 10 countries, sometimes it means nothing because it's in the idea stage, technology readiness 1. And especially if this patented technology is in the biotech or pharma or medical device, it means that most probably have zero value because there will be so many regulative steps that need to be completed in terms of the animal tests, the biocompatibility tests, different tests that we need to be sure that this patented idea will be successful to solve a specific problem. It doesn't matter if it is granted in 10 countries, but if it is an idea stage, and especially in the biotech, no value. Can I determine the value of, Samuel asked that, can I determine the value of the competitor's patent? Both, yes or no? Because you have to know some of the information about the patent. The patent valuation, by just looking from the bibliographic data, which is published on the patent databases, it is impossible, because most of the valuation factors are coming from out of the bibliographic data. So yes, you can make the valuation of your competitor patents, but you have to assume what is the technology readiness level of this patent, what is the evidence of use of this patent, what is the market share of, what is the expected annual revenue of this product that this patent is used. There are lots of indicators that you need to assume or estimate to have the valuation or optimal value. Hassan, did I skip your question? Where is it? Oh, sorry, man. Sorry. Let's hear. Hassan, what is the efficient valuation method and the most used one for patents coming from universities and R&D centers? That's a good question, because, if we are talking about the patents which are coming from the universities and R&D centers, which means that the technology readiness level are mostly in less than TRL 4. So if this technology, patent pending or patented technology, is more than technology readiness 4, which means that after the prototype, it may have much more value in comparison with the ideal level patent. But of course, there might be a kind of combination of cost approach and the income approach. So that basically there are 3 types of patent valuation method. One is cost approach, the second one is market, and the other one is the income. So in our patent portfolio as well, we are using one type of income methodology that you call relief from royalty. So this relief from royalty approach is assuming that you are commercializing the product and you are assuming that the patent doesn't belong to you and this patent belongs to other and you have to pay royalty. So it is the approach of calculating the net present value of the future income that is coming from the royalties, but net present value. So if this patent that you are trying to make a valuation, if this patent is coming from the universities and R&D centers, so you can also make a combination of cost method. So in the startup ecosystem, there is one metric, 2 metrics which we can compare. One is cost of customer acquisition, and the customer lifetime value. So if the customer lifetime value is 3 times of customer acquisition cost, we can say that it is good. So basically similar to this approach, we can say that if we have at least 3 times more than our cost of patents, this value can be affordable, can be good for investment. But of course, it depends on the different industries. It can be 5 times, 10 times. It depends on the industries. So as a university, if you are trying to make a valuation of your patent, you basically assume that if you spend X amount of money for the invention, plus if you spend X amount of money for your patent protection, you need to calculate what is the value of my patent that will make me happy in comparison with I need to get at least the money that I spent for this patent. So it might be a combination of the cost approach and the income approach. Relief from royalty. You can combine with the cost approach and the relief from royalty. I can say that. Okay. So what is the value of my patent? How can I calculate? Just assume that we have 15 minutes left, by the way. So you are asking your questions immediately. I'm answering your questions immediately. So maybe we don't need to, spare a kind of question and answer part. So we can complete the session in 3:30. But still, you can ask your question or make your comments. It's going well. Just assume that you have an antibacterial or antimicrobial coating material. It's patented. And just assume that you are a company of glass manufacturer and you have this antimicrobial coating materials that you are using inside of the glass. And then you will sell this premium glass in the market to the 10 euros. You're just marketing your glass, which is an antibacterial, antimicrobial effect, or blah, blah, blah. So you are generating 500k euros per year as an annual revenue. So this is the revenue that you are generating from selling of this premium glass that you are using the patented technology in antimicrobial coating. So the question is, how much will you charge for your patent? How much money is the value of your patent? So if you can calculate the optimal royalty of this patent, you can calculate the net present value of this patent. Just you need to decide if you are charging the royalty from the unit price or as a royalty rate. So should I benchmark with the similar patents from different databases, which is quite difficult to find the similar patents in the market because every patents are unique. You can estimate some minimum and maximum rates, but every patent has a different, unique dimensions. So you should calculate your estimated royalty rate based on different objective and subjective criteria, right? So there are lots of factors which are affecting your estimated royalty rate. So it's not easy. There are lots of factors. Technology readiness level, the opposition status of your patent. If you know that there are some the opposition status like that, if some of your competitors they make an opposition for your patent and then maybe you change some of your claims or your claims can survive even you had more than one opposition, it makes your patent's value high or less. It's a good indicator. So the number of forward citations, the number of granted countries, the method of infringement detection. You have a product in the market and you are using the patent inside, and just imagine that your competitors are copying your patented technology and then you are not able to detect the infringement. How you will enforce your patent? So if the infringement detection method is easier, your value, the patent value is increasing. The current infringement detection, if you detect any infringement, possible infringement or obvious infringement, remaining lifetime, patent applicability in different industries, time to grant or possibility of time to grant, the number of claims, number of independent claims, number of dependent claims, right? So these, not limited with this, we are using in Patentiv, we are using more than 80 different factors to calculate the patent score. You have to find out the patent score, and then you need to convert this patent score into the royalty rate, which is describing your patent that you can ask to the other companies. And then you can calculate the net present value. But calculating the royalty rate is not enough to calculate the net present value. Maybe you know that there is another indicator for net present value is discount rate, which is describing the risk parameter of your patent in different countries. But discount rate is also, you need to calculate discount rate. So this is the risk assessment part. So I will not go into detail. So we have another calculation methodology, unique methodology for the discount rate in our platform. So based on these factors, you are calculating your optimal value, which is defined by you, but this is not the price. So the price will be defined or agreed by the market or by the parties on the negotiation table. So you need to be very careful about your valuation to be successful on the negotiation. Of course, maybe you remember that it's another the value under the monetization. You can use your patent as a tax incentive, and in terms of patent box regime, and you have to submit to the tax authorities by showing the value of your patent to get the intended tax incentive. So this is really important for that part also, to show an accurate patent valuation to the tax authorities. Not maybe they can be an audit to your company, and then you have to show your proof. So some of you are asking about the slides. So this session is accessible in our YouTube channel and in the LinkedIn that you are watching now. So you can turn back later and then watch it again. But I will not share the slides. So this session is recorded, so you can watch on YouTube as well. So maybe for the audience who are not watching from the YouTube, maybe it can be much more easier to reach out this recorded session from our YouTube channel. You can see that here. This is the first video of our YouTube channel, but we are mostly on using the LinkedIn. Okay, Hassan has another question. What is the efficient valuation? No, you asked that question. We already discussed that. Sorry. All right. So you already did you ask the same question again? Or different? No, the same. Okay, so we can say that the valuation, the value of your patent is, there are lots of values that you can gain from your patents, or you can create from your patents. But of course, as soon as you create a value in the market, and then in some reasons you have to calculate the value with different purposes. So that's why we created our own tool, which is AI powered, called Patentiv. So far, we got some financial supports from Berlin Senate, and we completed some incubation programs. And now we also graduated from 4 different startup accelerators, thanks God, and we are trying to grow. And we are also had 2 awards from different competition. This is really, really good indicators for us. So if you're curious about the patent valuation, definitely you can try your free trial. As you can see that the system is calculating the patent score and royalty rates and the net present value in an easy way, in an accurate way, and also cost-effective and affordable prices. So it's also showing some risk analysis of your patent, if there are some technology risks or market risk or legal risks based on the calculation scoring, and then you can identify what are the parts of my patent are creating risks in the market. So it's we are coming to end. As you may know that I'm very active on LinkedIn. I'm sharing in a database posts about patent value, creating a patent value. So you can join me. You can enjoy with my posts. So if you're not following me, or if you're not connected to me on LinkedIn, you can use that chance. So just see the link. And if you have any questions about this session or patent valuation, just let me know. You can simply write me an email, mustafa@patentiv.com. So yeah, this is the end. I'm really happy that you also ask so many questions, and thank you so much. Thank you for your participation and also strong engagement with your comments and question. I really love that, and I hope I answered your some of essential questions. Of course, it's a very limited live session, and it's not a training, or I'm trying to use that webinar chance to show you different type of values that you can create advantage in the market. So yeah, we can come to the end as we planned to finish at 3:30 in the European time. Thank you so much for your participation. It's a really enjoying session for me as well. Thank you. You make this topic so interesting. Yeah, I'm trying to do that. Adriana, thank you so much. Thank you. She said that thank you. It was really first-class discussion. Oh, lovely. You made my day. Thank you. Samuel, thank you so much as well. Nina. Oh, Nina. Hello. Still not yet. Yeah, because the door is closed and two cats are in the other room. Thank you so much for joining this session, Nina, from Porsche. Yeah, Patiba, thank you. Jonas, thanks. All right. So last comments. You can have check to patentiv.com, and you can have the free trial to test the patent valuation platform. That's my call to action from you. Oh, we have one guest from Denmark. Hello to Bavaria. All right, thank you. So you can test it. And also you can send me your insights, your comments about the platform, and I'm really happy to hear your thoughts, your insights about the tool as well. And I'm really happy also to answer your specific questions. Don't hesitate. Please write me email, and as soon as if I know the case, I can help you. Okay, so it's almost, we are ending. Thank you so much for your participation, and we'll see each other in the next webinar. Will be dedicated on technology transfer offices. Have a great day. Ciao.